Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot. I know what you're thinking. Thundershot, this says Xenoverse, and this is clearly Raging Blast 2 gameplay in the background. And that's true, but if you give me just a second here, I'll explain everything, and I'll also provide you with the content that is promised in the title. So, first things first, I made a video really late last night talking about, or showing actual gameplay. So if you guys want to see real Xenoverse gameplay that hasn't been seen before, the link to that will be in the description down below. And I kind of break down some of the features that we see. We see some new fights. We see Kid Gohan versus Piccolo. We see Krillin versus Nappa. We have another Vegeta Goku fight that you guys can take into account there, but all that gameplay is uploaded in the video, and I kind of break it down from a fundamental standpoint, but I kind of break it down to talk about it a little bit. So if you guys want to see that, link to that is going to be in the top of the description. However, the videos and stuff that I'm talking about today, how am I going to say this? The video that I made last night, the footage that I got from there was 100% okay to use. That came from a Tokyo Game Show or TGS live stream directly. So that was pretty much everyone's fair game. Anyone could use that if they wanted to. This gameplay now, I am not nearly as sure about, so I don't want to upload it. Also, there's not like a full clip. There's a bunch of tiny little ones that we're going to break down. So what I'm going to do to that is I'm also going to link that in the description. I recommend you guys go watch all these clips. In total, they're less than 2 minutes to watch all the clips combined, so in total you can check all those out and then come back and see what I have to say about this, or pull it up and watch it while you're listening to me. Because that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing this video is going to be going off of, is what is in these clips. So let's start with the first one. I'm just going to rewatch these myself. We start out with transformation. So what we see is a Super Saiyan Goku fighting a regular Goku. Once again, you can tell it's a human player versus a CPU, because the CPU doesn't have any kind of key or charge bar or anything like that, whereas the human player does. But the human player appears to be the Super Saiyan Goku. And we see that as he fires off a Kamehameha wave, Super Saiyan Goku shoots off a Kamehameha wave, it drains his ki enough that he de-transforms. He goes back to regular Goku. And what that says is that we're going back to the classic DIMP style of Super Saiyan transformations, where if you transform into a Super Saiyan, your skills get an increase, your skills get a buff, which is good. That was missing from Raging Blast 2. That was kind of present in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but not really. Not exactly a thing in Battle of Z with how power-ups and everything work. So we finally get back to the point to where if you transform into a Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Frieza goes up a level of transformation, you know what I mean? Cell goes up to Perfect Cell, stuff like that. Your stats go up, and that's good. And then the counterbalance to this is that if you run out of ki, you transform back down into regular Goku or regular Vegeta or regular Gohan, whoever you're using. You transform back down if you let yourself run out of ki. And I mentioned this in the last video, but charging will be in this game, but what you're watching here is gameplay of what is an alpha version. There's still a couple things that aren't left in, and that's because this game is still alpha. This is very early. So if there's any dislikes or quarrels you have, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But know that this game is not finished, so those things may very well be fixed by the time of the full release. Anyways, moving on to the second video clip. It's a 26-second clip. It looks like we have Krillin fighting Vegeta, and this is a one-player versus two-player thing we got going on here. If I remember correctly, there is not a lot special shown here. Oh no, it's cuts. Now we have Raditz versus Yamcha. Well, good. Thank the Lord, Raditz and Yamcha are in this game. I'm sure we were all eagerly awaiting on the edge of our seats to make sure Raditz and Yamcha were in this one. That final clip we're looking at a created character, Custom Buu. And he's fighting a special kind of fight that I will get into in just a second. Scrolling down further, we have what appears to be a tree crumbling, so destruction is in the game, kind of, that's for sure, and then Raditz winning a game and getting points for it. So there is some kind of point system, perhaps to level up your character, but that's a Raditz, so I don't know how exactly that works, because his created character is not Raditz, but you get points, apparently, for winning. Maybe that's some kind of wager, some kind of currency you can spend in the online hub world, perhaps, that he's winning. Because the first time I watched this, I thought it was just a stupid clip confirming Raditz was in it. But the more I think about those points, the more I think, you know, maybe because 300 points go from one player to another player. They both had 300, then all of a sudden one player has 0 and the other player has 600. So maybe that is some kind of currency you could spend in the hub world. Not 100% sure on that one, but nice little clip to be thrown in there. And then again, we saw a tree collapsing, but then it went away, and that is very well likely to change. Very well likely to change by the time that the beta or even the full version of the game comes out. Now this final clip, although it's only 17 seconds long, is something kind of special. It is a 2 versus 1 fight. We have what looks to be a created character, Majin Buu, teaming with Goku to fight a Kid Gohan. I believe he's teaming with Goku. I need a better look here. But they're fighting Kid Gohan, and I thought that this was kind of weird, but anyways, that is Goku, but by the looks of it, the Goku on his team, sorry, I bumped my microphone. The Goku on his team is a computer, and then the Kid Gohan they're fighting on the other team is also a computer, but they're taking on in a 2 versus 1 style fashion. Now, unfortunately, this is from the side where you and your partner are on the same team. I would probably rather prefer this clip to be a 1 versus 2 scenario because I kind of want to see how the targeting system in this game works. We haven't got a real good look at that yet. But this does bring up a lot of possibilities. Will you be able to string combos together really well with your teammate? Because we know 2 versus 2 is like 99% sure to be in this game if it hasn't been confirmed already. But 3 versus 3 and all the way up to 4 versus 4 is a possibility. It just hasn't been announced yet. And I think that was one of those things where if they had the extra time, they were going to fit this game in if they could. But will you be able to string some super awesome combos in a 2 versus 1, you know what I mean? Combos that, of course, would be unachievable in a 1 versus 1 fashion. We'd be able to lay down like 2 super moves together at once, you know? Just a bunch of these questions rise up from 2 versus 1 gameplay. But like I said, short 17-second clip, but we do get to see it in action. We do get to see how cool that is, and maybe they're playing a story mode mission, but maybe this means that we'll be able to, unlike Battle of Z, actually pick what fights we want to do. In Battle of Z, you could go online and hope you got a matchup that you wanted, but you could never just break it down and be like, I want to be this person, and I want to be on this team with these people, and then I want to fight this guy, you know what I mean? You couldn't do that. You had to go pick a specific mission or something done like that. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get to see a little bit more insight on 2v1 or 2v2. But hopefully, as TGS or Tokyo Game Show weekend goes on longer, we'll get to see more awesome gameplay. I think that's going to wrap it up for me this time. Real quick before I go, if anyone out there was smart enough to pick up a Japanese beta code and they got in and they feel like game sharing with old Thundershot, feel free to let me know in the comments down below or follow me on Twitter, hit me up, something like that, and I will give you a personal shout out if you allow me to game share the second unused download of your Xenoverse beta. But aside from that, that's going to do it for me, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'm covering Xenoverse news as it comes out. I want to thank you guys for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I have 2 recent videos on Xenoverse involving new characters and, of course, the full gameplay clip I used in the last one. Just click on my channel, recent tabs. I'm Thundershot. Subscribe if you're new around here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm out. Peace.